Hello everyone! It seems like today is just an amazing day for news. So, there is some Beyblade vs. Rise news that I'll be going over. So it's Kiritomi had news, of course Hasbro there's news. Now this was from yesterday, but I was just tired and I couldn't get the thing out. So this comes from Entertainment Earth, right? Links in the description. This isn't like some sort of black magic where I just managed to find it. No, it's Entertainment Earth. Now, I know what you're thinking. We've already seen this. Now hold on. I'm getting to it. First of all, leave a like and subscribe if you are new. Please subscribe. So this is the wave that has Cosmic, Myth, Command, and Eclipse. The reason why I'm saying this is because I have yet to see Command, Eclipse, or Cosmic appear yet in stores. I'm sure probably we might see it, but they are packed into this wave. That's the whole point of me saying that. The reason why is because the following wave, which by the way, both are projected for January 2021, is where it gets interesting. Because for the next wave, that's going to be after the Command and Eclipse and Cosmic, it is Poison, Cyclops, C5, and Tact Leviathan. There are no pictures, but I don't really think we need pictures just because we've already seen it in the app. So, what does this mean? Okay, whatever. Sometimes it might appear in stores before listings, which is true, but keep this in mind. Now, US is way ahead of Canada when it comes to getting Hasbro products right now. Before it was the other way around. Now, US gets the products a little bit faster, but so far I've seen that Shield Kerbeus, and I think people have found Master Devolos already. And I know Royal and Myth for the longest time. But still nothing on Command and the Command and Eclipse and the Cosmic. So you gotta understand something, that they gotta get through these waves. If they don't get through these waves, then obviously this should mean, in a very likely case, we're not gonna see Surge until 2021. Now, to me, this makes the most amount of sense, because if you really want to think about it, like, dude, they have to get through the waves before they get to Surge. Is there a possibility that we'll see Surge before then? Big maybe. Big maybe. Who knows? With Hasbro stuff, sometimes it pops up, sometimes it doesn't. So it's either it does or it doesn't appear. So I know what you're thinking. Okay, that's cool and all, but do you actually know what they look like? Well, yes and yes. So first of all, these are mock packages, meaning I just photoshopped it on a regular one, just to give you an idea. But Cyclops and Tact Leviathan. So both of these are Hasbro exclusives. One is an evolution to the previous one, which was Cyclops, which I do find very funny that they did Behemoth Cyclops, which was in the evolution, and then after they did Poison Cyclops. I think because they had the Poison base and they wanted to use it, they just put it on Cyclops, and maybe Behemoth would they plan on some other layer base or something, which is very funny because Hydrax has the name that's basically parodying Hydra. Not parody, you know what I mean, modified name of Hydra, but it's based on Typhon for the design. And then you have Poison, which is the actual layer base. It is like a cluster. This is like the most, it's the most confusing thing to explain. Okay, Hydrax is the Hasbro name for the TT Hydra, but it's based on Typhon. But it's not even on the Poison base, that's on Cyclops, which is, see what I mean? Tact, now first of all, okay, now the gimmick that was on Tact in the original Kiritomi was, when you put a layer weight on it, the blades will change depending on where that metal weighting is. And it was cool. Unfortunately, since Hasbro does not have metal weights or any system like that, it will be fused, obviously. And it is a little, I believe that we already did show this in the original showcase, but yeah, both of these expect them to be hollowed without the actual gimmicks of the thing. Now, as far as Poison goes, I'm expecting Poison to perform very similar to Viper. Poison was already not really that good of a layer base. It was alright, you know, it was there, but Poison without rubber, probably not gonna be that good. For Tact, because the thing is too, because Tact is hollowed out, so it's not going to really be something that useful, but it'll probably be better than maybe some of the other left layer bases, just considering, since all the blades are just fixed to be out. So let's first go over both of them on the side profile. So they look nice, first of all. I should say that. They look nice. And, you know, it's fine that they're just doing these evolutions here and there. And you know, some new creative ones. I do like it when Hasbro does take advantage and they actually do the Hasbro exclusives, because it kind of just makes up for the fact that it's like quantity, I should say, quantity. Because if they're not gonna, like, at least for Rise, you know, they're not really doing the quality. That's why I said I prefer that they just do the quantity, because we're not gonna get the Unimix or whatever. I prefer it like this. So going over the parts, Cyclops, is Cyclops one with Knuckle? Yeah. Did I switch the disc? Whatever, it should have an old disc. It should have a really old disc. I believe it's Knuckle. The tip is 100%. It is Guardian Hypersphere, which is Guard Hypersphere. It is very silly. Very, very silly. But it's cool. They made a new Defense Hypersphere tip. So it is cool to see that they're doing so many tips for Hypersphere, and they are getting actual variations on them. I think at the start there was kind of like minimal variation, but the more tips that they started to release, the more variation that we actually got. Now for Tact, it comes with the 7-disc, which is good, and I believe it's the 7-disc unless I customized it. And then after it's Zephyrus-H. Now Zephyrus is obviously Zephyr, but Zephyr Hypersphere. Now, I am very excited for that. However, I should say this. If you recall, a long time ago, I believe it was Drasil Fortress and Storm Pegasus news video that we did. I believe both of them are confirmed to be HS. So what does that mean? Okay, well, this very likely means that if they're going to do a Lightning El Drago, but Hasbro version, it's going to very much well be Hypersphere. Because they already did Zephyrus. Because when you think about it, you're like, oh, why Zephyrus? Oh, well, because El Drago has the Zephyr tip, and if they're going to do MFB later on, that's why. No, these are what the tips look like. So the one that's pointy, right, that's supposed to be Guard, and the one that isn't, that's flat, that looks like Zephyr, that's Zephyrus. So as far as how they look interesting, and the thing is this, I think Guardian Hypersphere is like the only Hypersphere tip where it's technically, it doesn't give off like a Hypersphere vibe. On like the bottom part, now I don't know, well, no wait, they flattened it, didn't they? Well, I don't know how aggressive it's gonna be, but it might be one of the best defensive tips offered by Hypersphere. But then again, I am forgetting the fact that low Hypersphere does exist. No, well, not for like defense, but like for accuracy, for how it looks. Yeah, this is gonna be crazy. So, I know people keep on asking, what about Surge, what about Surge? Listen, if there's news of Surge that I can report on, I will. There's been very minimal stuff like prices. There's maybe some updates here and there. I think at some point we gotta get some pictures, but don't be surprised if it's for a while. Keep in mind, you know, the world isn't exactly like the easiest to go through right now. So TT has to go through production issues, which they have. And I'm sure Hasbro would probably be the same. That's why a lot of stuff is getting pushed. I'm sure if we weren't in the middle of the pandemic, that we probably would have a lot of different stuff. Probably we would see Surge already by now. And probably a lot of other things. But things get pushed and things have to get moved. Now, I would guess, right, if I were to give a fair bet, I would say that very likely Command, Eclipse, and Cosmic probably will appear before January. Probably, right? They should be appearing before January for sure. Because they've already gone through most of the waves, so it only makes sense. Now, for this wave, it's wave 6. Like I just said, I would expect probably January and then probably Beyblade Burst Surge, because there's nothing else I can see them pushing. I'm assuming the other stuff that we saw, the Eclipse Devolos, the yada yada yada, I'm assuming that those are going to be just Beyblade Burst Surge Hypersphere, similar to how we had Beyblade Burst Rise Slingshot, right? And that's going to be it for now. So let me know your thoughts in the comments. And huge thanks to Cyprus for the images provided for the driver models. Link in the description for his channel. Anyways, thank you all for watching. Have an awesome, amazing day, and it's before 10 minutes.